investigation. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look for your answers to some of these conjectures. And so first of all, it says for any polygon, the sum of the measures of a set of exterior angles is, okay? Just take a wild guess. What do you think it's going to be?
360.
360 degrees. Right on. Okay? So this is for every polygon, whether it be a quadrilateral, a pentagon, a triangle, a hexagon, a heptagon, a decagon. Okay? Any polygon, the sum of the measures of all of the exterior angles will always add to 360 degrees. It could be a 100-sided figure. And if you measure all of those exterior angles, they will all add to 360 degrees. Okay? You can find the measure of each interior angle of an equiangular n-gon by using either of these formulas. Okay? So here you go. 180 degrees minus 360 divided by n, or 180 degrees times n minus 2, all divided by n. Now let's talk a little bit about that last formula. Where does this look familiar? That's for the sum of the interior angles. That's what we looked at Friday. And so basically what it's saying is that if you take the total, the sum of all the interior angles, and divide it by the number of sides, that will give you what each individual angle is. Okay? So that is where this formula comes from. The first formula is nothing more than if you were to simplify the second formula by distributing and then dividing by n. So that's where the first formula comes from. Okay? So basically, if you just find the sum of all the interior angles by the formula we've used on Friday, and then just divide it by the number of sides or the number of angles, that will give you what each one is individually. So let's go ahead and look at an example here. Okay. In this example, we need to find P, Q, and R. Okay, and S. So let's go ahead and start with P. What will P have to be? 130 degrees. Very good. Because you've got a linear pair. What about Q? 40. What about R?
40.
Ah, so if R is 40, what does that tell me about this angle, just for kicks?
40.
This angle here also has to be 140. Okay, so now we have to find what S is. So basically, if I look at this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, and this angle, those are all exterior angles, right? And those are all the exterior angles. And I know that if I add all of the exterior angles up, what is the sum going to be? 360. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have 130 plus 40 plus 40 plus 90 plus S, and that has to equal 360. So 130, 40, 40, and 90. What does that give me? 300? I think it should be 300. Somebody else get 300? Okay. So then, what do I get S to have to equal? 60. So see how that works? You add up all the exterior angles and they have to have a sum of 360 degrees. All right, now that's not the only way. You could have found this missing angle to be 90, and then you could have found the sum of the measures of a pentagon and found out what this angle is. I think that would have taken a little longer, but that's still another way you could have solved that problem. Let's go ahead and look at another one. Ooh. Wow. Okay, so we have to find C and D. So first of all, what shape do I have here? Heptagon, yep, good call. So this is a regular heptagon, which means I need to find out what each angle is. So to find out what each angle is, I can use that formula I was given, which is 180 degrees times n minus 2, because n is the number of sides. And then what do? Divide it by 7. This doesn't come out even either. What does it come out to be? 128.57 degrees. And so that means this is 128.57. That means this is 128.57. So with that in mind, what is C going to be? 52. Oh, not 52. 51.43 degrees. So that's what we know C is, 51.43 degrees. Now I need to find what D is. So let's see. What do I know I have right here?
360 degrees.
360 degrees. I have a circle, correct? And I've already used how much of that? 360. 128.57. What does that leave me with to split between the remaining two angles? Okay, so what that means is I have 231.43 degrees to split between here and here. And what do you know about both of those angles? They're the same, so what do I need to do with that? Divide by 2. And what does that come out to be? What does D equal then? 115 point what? 72? Wasn't it like 715 or something like that? Okay. So there you go. So on these problems, there's going to be a lot of ways to solve them. Okay, it's going to be what makes sense, though, to each one of you, because there would have been another way to solve that problem. Okay, so what you need to do for me then is 1 through 10 on pages 263 through 264. Now tomorrow we will check both 5.1 and 5.2.